Rachel and I am filming another video. Look at me, I'm gonna put 2 videos up in a short space of time, which hasn't happened for a very, very, very long time. Yeah, I'm here with a book haul. I leave it too long to film videos, and then by the time I come to film those videos, it makes me annoyed at myself. Case in point, I haven't filmed a book haul since the start of the year. So now I know since the start of the year, I've bought all of these books. Another point is that I get married in October and it's coming up expensive. And I've bought all of these books since the start of the year and I'm pissed off at myself about it when I see them all here. Yes, some are from charity bookshops. Yes, I didn't pay full price for some of them as well. But also, there's just no excuses there. I'm supposed to be saving money. After this, well, I just put an anticipated releases up and I want to buy all of the books in that video. However, after I do this book haul, we're not going to be getting books. The first book I bought this month was Wicked Souls by Katie Wismer because I read The Marionettes by Katie Wismer and really, really enjoyed it, and got my fiancé to use our Amazon Prime to get it here as fast as possible so that I could start reading it immediately, and basically spend the entire night beforehand being like, so when is that book coming? What time is it specifically? And then texted her all day asking her when it was there. And she was not enjoying me as a person on said day, but I got it and I read it very fast and I enjoyed it. There's not much to say because it's the second book in the series, so I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but I've actually read that. Do you know I've read a few of these actually, to give me some credit. I've read another one. I got It Ends With Us. I got this from a supermarket, so it was quite cheap to be fair. I've read this one as well. Look at me go. I'm not going to explain what It Ends With Us is about because I feel like it's fucking everywhere. Contemporary, romancy stuff, but with other stuff going on, which I'm not going to say more than that because I feel like the other stuff going on like could be very much spoiled by me discussing it, so we're not going to talk about it. Because Colleen Hoover is everywhere at the moment, her books are everywhere really cheap, so I think I got these from The Works, which is like a really cheap shop in the UK. If the books are in there, they're really cheap, but the books that are in there are usually not the best ones, but they will have popular books. So there'll be like a very small amount that are really great and really cheap, and it's amazing. And then most of the rest, you know, you don't even look at because they're terrible. They've had some Colleen Hoovers because she's really popular at the minute. So I picked a few up. I don't really know what's happened because I didn't enjoy It Ends With Us that much. Like, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favourite ever. So I don't know why I've suddenly bought a ton of her books, but anyway, apparently I have. So I've got Verity, November 9, Ugly Love, and All Your Perfects. I'm most excited for November 9 because this sounds really good. This is about someone who, her and a guy she meets can't be together, but every year on November 9th they meet up and spend the day together. For some reason she gets to know him better, or she starts reading his books and starts to realise this connection she thinks they're having isn't quite what it seems, and that maybe she's being used a little bit for his art. That sounds really good. I'm very excited about that. This one is like mystery, thrillery vibes. I don't read a lot of thrillers, but yeah, pick that one up. This one is about 2 people who are like friends with benefits, but then I think they want to be more, or they don't want to be more, something along those lines. This one actually does sound good. So this is about 2 people who are together and they're married, and then something's tearing them apart and they're trying to have one last push to save their marriage. To be honest, that doesn't sound as great, but when I read it in the shop, it sounded better. And I needed another one. So yeah, anyway, got all of those. Got a lot of Colleen Hoover to get through. Next, I have some books that I've already read, and they are the Lord of the Rings books. So I am very familiar with Lord of the Rings, as most people are, and I actually used to listen to this like radio dramatization show thing that my dad had recorded on tape. He had like a full like tape thing that had them all in this case, and then he copied all of them for me so that I could listen to them in my room as well when I was going to sleep. It was a very long collection, as I'm sure you can imagine. So yeah, I have read Lord of the Rings because I've listened to them quite a lot on tape. However, I don't know if I've actually ever physically read The Lord of the Rings, and I'll tell you what put me off is that my dad's copy, which is the copy that was like the one in our house, is a bind up of the full, like, all of the Lord of the Rings. It's not really a bind up because the Lord of the Rings is one book that is just often split into 3 books, but anyway, it was the full thing, and it was a book that he'd had since he was a kid because he fucking loves Lord of the Rings. So he's had it for a very long time, and so it's one of those like old musty books that is beautiful and smells amazing, but when you're actually reading it, it's not the best reading experience. And actually you're more scared of damaging it. I just wanted my own set because I don't live at home anymore, so I don't have Lord of the Rings with me. Wanted my own set of Lord of the Rings and a set that I could read as well, because I've never physically read Lord of the Rings, and I was kind of like feeling like, oh, I might want to read Lord of the Rings. We might go for that. Next we have the same book twice, but one of them is not for me. So I will probably make sure that this book haul doesn't go up until after the 30th of April, because that's when my friend's birthday is. For her present, well, for one of her presents, she got some other stuff as well, but I got a Better Together by Riccio, and I got myself a copy as well. These are gorgeous hardbacks. Last year for her birthday, I bought the first of Riccio's books, I can't remember what it's called now, with Shane and Pilot. And the reason that I bought it for her is because I read it and I got to the end, and there is something to do with Taylor Swift in that book. I'll just put it like that because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But my friend is like a die-hard Taylor Swift fan for years and years and years. Like, everyone else was hating Taylor Swift, was all these things, and she has always just been like die-hard, gets VIP tickets to the tours, is full-on obsessed. Never said a bad word about her, just cold hard Taylor Swift. So I got her this book because I was like, oh, there's a big part of it that's Taylor Swift related, so I was like, this is perfect. So got it her, and she really enjoyed it, and she ended up reading loads, and she's got really into reading, and like for Christmas this year she got me 2 books, one that she'd read that she really loved, and one that she thought I'd enjoy and stuff. And like, it's just nice because she's proper like reading all the time, and I feel like it's nice that it's because I got her that book. I like it. So I thought I'd get her another book, and I thought she seemed to like that one, so I'll just get her the second book by the same person. Really loves The Parent Trap, to be fair, and this has Parent Trap vibes, or is a retelling of The Parent Trap, so thought this was a good one to go for. The Paris Library by Janet Skeslin Charles. I'm really sorry, I have no idea how to say that. I'll be honest, I love Paris and I love libraries. I'm a librarian. This is right up my street. This one is basically about Ordeal. I'm not sure if that's how you say her name. Got her dream job at the big American Library Association thing in Paris. Nazis march into the city, and they're going to lose everything that they hold dear, including the beloved library and the books. And then it's also told through Montana, who has a reclusive elderly neighbour called Ordelia. I'm really sorry because I don't know how to say that name. And they have some sort of connection, and it's inspired by the true story of the librarians at the American Library in Paris who risked their lives during the Nazi war onwards. A story of courage, defiance and betrayal in occupied Paris. I just think that sounds amazing. Again, a supermarket find, so I can't be mean to myself about it. Next, I got Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is one of those stories where it goes off in a 2-pronged sliding doors type of thing, which I really enjoy in stories. I love it when they do that. So this one, about alternating between parallel universes. Life isn't going great, she lost her job, she's like all those sorts of things. And then she's in a bar and she hesitates on whether to leave or not, and in one line she left the bar and in one line she stayed in the bar. Again, like, it's the Taylor Jenkins Reid thing. I was just talking about this in my anticipated releases video, where I really like Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I don't know if I love all of her books. I loved Evelyn Hugo, didn't enjoy Daisy Jones that much, but I couldn't finish it, and it was like I was reading it on audiobook, so I don't know if that was why, and if I need to read it physically. So obviously we're giving Taylor Jenkins Reid another chance because Evelyn Hugo was so good, so elite. Next we have a book that I paid full price for and was super expensive, and so yeah, I'm not bitter about it or anything, but that was a decision I made. Anyway, it is High Performance Lessons from the Best on Becoming Your Best by Jake Humphrey and Professor Damien Hughes. I've started this, but I haven't read that much of it. I took it with us when we went to London recently, and then I couldn't find it for ages and I just left it in one of the backpacks that we took to London with us. So that was the reason that I didn't carry on reading it. Yeah, this is just basically about how the people at the top become the people at the top, and routines and how to focus your mind and things like that. Taking responsibility, getting motivated, managing your emotions, getting flexible, crafting a culture, I'm assuming around like high performance and productivity and things. Basically, I am somebody who really works well with reading books about things to motivate me. I don't know if you can see them, but there's some books on here that are like Eat, Sweat, Play. There's a Bella Mackie one about running. When I read books about that, like when I read Haruki Murakami's book about running, I went running all of the time. When I read books about writing, I end up writing so much. When I watch vlogs where people are going to the gym, I go to the gym loads. Like, there's something about like digesting content that's to do with productivity that just, oh my god, it just vibes with me. And so I just thought this was a great one to read to kind of get me in the mindset of working and being productive and things like that. Picked that one up, very excited for that. I've been getting stressed because actually I work really hard on like my writing and things like that, and I am constantly busy all of the time now. I don't know whether I'm getting anywhere, like everything's just moving at a snail pace because I have so much to do. It bothers me, and I know that I need to change my mindset because just things do take time. That's fine. Not changed that mindset yet, so I really need to just take a chill pill with things. So hopefully that book is going to help me with that. The next two are books that I got from charity shops. First one is Kate Atkinson Transcription. I have so many Kate Atkinson books at home. I just love Kate Atkinson. I've not read Kate Atkinson though. Do you know what I mean? Like, does anyone else have people like that where you don't know what it is because you've not read a book by them, but for some reason you have every single book that they've ever written and you just assume they're going to be a favourite? I have every single Sally Rooney book at this point. Have I read any of them? No. Why do I have them all? Why didn't I just get one? Like, what if I don't like one? Then I've just wasted my money on all of them. But no, I have them all. Kate Atkinson is similar. I have a hell of a lot of Kate Atkinson books. Haven't read any of them. Why? I don't know. Now I have Transcription. This is about an 18-year-old in 1940s who is recruited into the world of espionage. It's all to do with like MI5, stuff like that. And this basically focuses on 10 years after all of that happening. A producer at the BBC approaches her and confronts her with the figures, sort of the work she was doing and of the last decade sort of thing. It sounds really interesting, to be fair. Sounds like a book I'd really enjoy, like all of Kate Atkinson's books. Really want to read Life After Life, to be fair. That's like the top of the ones that I want to read, but it's also really long, so who knows if we'll get to that soon, but hopefully. And then the last two, it was 2 for 99p from a charity bookshop, which you can't argue with. So the first one is White Fang by Jack London. So Jack London is famous for something else. Call of the Wild, that's it. So yeah, Jack London is very famous for Call of the Wild, which I haven't read. But I don't have a copy of White Fang, and I was like, I love classics. Why not? We'll pick it up. We'll see how it is. This is about, in the desolate frozen wilds of northwest Canada, a wolf cub soon finds himself the sole survivor of the litter, a half wolf, half dog, and he is basically thrust into a savage world where each day becomes a fight to stay alive. Exciting. I think it's told from the perspective of an actual wolf. It was one of those shops where they do like, get one book, it's 99p, get 2 books, it's 99p, get 3 books, it's 99p. Do you know what I mean? So like, I was just like, well, I'm definitely getting the next one because, oh my god. So yeah, I was just looking if there was anything else on the shelf that I wanted, and White Fang was on there, so I picked that one up. But the book that I really wanted was this one. This is Eleanor by Jason Gurley. I have never seen this book before, never heard of this book before, but how stunning is this? I can't even discuss the beauty of this. So it says, the world is made of water, it falls upon the ford, the assault lot, the beach stones comforting her. Before her the ocean is wide and grey, every wave a low roar as it breaks on the beach. Chaos up here, but below the water Eleanor knows. There is only quiet, like the sky above the clouds, like a moment of weightlessness. The sea beckons her as if it alone knows her. She steps into the ocean and strides forward, the water reaching her knees, then her hips. She's home. So we've got 3 different timelines going on here. So we've got a timeline in 1962 that says the sea calls to Eleanor, Like the sound of the waves, it beckons her from the heart of the town she's always known, from her husband Hob and their young daughter Agnes to the unfathomable depths of the ocean. We've got 1985. Agnes's daughter Eleanor is 6 years old. She shares her name with the grandmother she never knew, and everything else with her identical twin Esmeralda, but to Agnes, only Eleanor is a constant reminder of the past. And then we have 1993. After a dark event leaves her family in tatters, Eleanor, now 14, is left caring for her alcoholic mother, whose grief has torn her apart. But when Eleanor's reality begins to unravel, she starts to lose her grip on time itself, slipping from the present into strange other lands where she's in danger of losing herself altogether. I love books that are just like really focused on water. I don't know why I'm thinking of Housekeeping by Marilyn Robinson, but there's something about water in that book. I can't remember what it is, but it just, oh, that book is beautiful. I love it. And this is giving me very much vibes of that book. And I'm very excited. It's fucking stunning. I can't believe that I essentially got this book for 50p. Look at it. It's gorgeous. That's all the books. I did mean to mention though, I found the cutest bookmarks. I can't actually remember where I was that I found these, but the little magnetic sloth bookmarks that go over your pages makes me want to read. The fact that I can put this in. I want to read, and I'm such a fucking loser. Anyway, that was all the books and the bookmarks. If you've read any of these books and want to talk to me about them in the description box below, please do. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!